Okay. Aparna, can you screen share so we can start? Thank you, Aparna. Okay. So it all started in 2008, where this Aarohi open learning community came out. So the Aarohi is all about where different families from different backgrounds and come together and co-create their open learning journeys. So yeah, Aarohi is for families. Aarohi is currently located in near Bangalore, around 60 kilometers away from Bangalore, near Hosur, near Hosur. So yeah, as you can see, it's filled with different ages of people, from a small kid to a big adult and oldies. Okay, yeah. So yeah, we do kind of start exploring different kind of interests. Like every interest is worth pursuing and exploring and deep diving into it. So yeah, so as we do different stuff in our interests, we slowly find something that is really like giving us that happiness and we feel passionate about it. And there are endless possibilities that you can go for it. So yeah, it all started from interest. And now, so CoVersity is all about where you start a journey from passion to profession. So yeah, here in CoVersity, you kind of discover your passion and also deep dive into it and develop yourself as a expert and kind of make yourself a professional. So it's all for the 14 to 21-year-old guys. So we start deep diving into our passion and discovering our passion and growing in it. So we are not alone in this journey. We have amazing cohort who we all together come together and co-create our journeys together. So we kind of also have support. Sorry, we kind of do a lot of work. We put in all our time and efforts into that one passion that we want to really kind of do, all multiple passions that we want to kind of pursue in. And we don't just do work, we do industry specific works like internships, project works and stuff where we are connected to the industry and all. So yeah, during this journey, we are also supported by the guides and the mentors. So guides are the people who are uh, guides are the people who are kind of who will guide us and monitor us whenever we need and kind of give feedback and suggestions and stuff. And mentors are the industry experts that I can go for the mentor whenever I need help in specific of my domain. So by the end of this CoVersity journey, I develop an expertise in one or multiple domains of mine and build myself as a human and also as a professional. Yeah. So we also have Asavi. She's one such amazing example where she kind of started off having multiple interests and then slowly she felt that sustainability was something she's really passionate about. And then she started this Danak Naturals where she makes self-care products with natural ingredients and material. Yeah. And so this CoVersity is all about discovering your passion and growing through it professionally. So we have one such example, which is Skanda. So he also have been exploring different types of stuff, and he felt fitness was his thing, and now he's kind of pursuing it full-fledgedly and kind of started his profession and going into the industry and doing that fitness stuff and all. Yeah. So this whole CoVersity journey is a self-led journey where I decide what to do, I do it, and I reflect about it. So I'm one such example. So I'm one such example. I'm really passionate about baking, and I decide what kind of projects I want to do, what kind of internship I want to take up, and what skills I want to develop, and kind of do it, and then reflect about it reflect about it. Yeah. So yeah, as I said, we're not alone in this journey. We all are together co-creating our journeys grill each other, we drill each other, and also we also take with each other.
Eugenie, your voice is
So one
little
such example is
breaking for me. I don't know if it's
for me
breaking
also.
for you. Yeah.
okay.
Breaking in the sense it's kind of going in volume away and then coming in good volume. Maybe if something is moving or something. Yeah. But right now it's clear. So carry on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one such example is Drupad. He's 18 and he want to become a professional in that. So professional player in football. So he also kind of cohort was a big support system for him during his journey of making his profession. So he, sorry, 1 second. Sorry. Yeah. So he kind of cohort was one of the biggest support he got from. He kind of plays together with them, and also he gets feedback from them. Like Skanda also helps him with fitness and all. So yeah. And as I said, we put in all our efforts and time into our learning and doing stuff. So we learn by doing work. So we do work to learn. So like we go into the industry and work. So we get close understanding with the relations. We get close to the industry and understand it better, and also gain a lot of experience and learn from that. Like we can we get into different types of projects. We do internships, apprenticeships, something like that, where we are connected to the industry. So one such example is Riya. She's into designing. She's into designing, and she do lots of client projects by where she kind of learns about designing. Currently, she's doing a website designing project, and she have learned a lot from that. Yeah. So as I said, we also get a lot of support from mentors, guides, buddies, and also the thriving community that we have at our back. So one such example is Krishil. He got a lot of support from different people from the community. Like he's into graphic designing and illustration, so he got a lot of support from different people at community, and also their cohort buddies and guides. And he kind of went and asked for who can mentor, like searched for people who can mentor him, and he found a lot of people. Kind of he asked what his feedback, and he asked his doubts and all of that stuff the mentors do. So yeah, and we all kind of record this thing that we have learned, what we have experienced, and all in our portfolio, which make us a work certified person. So we are kind of so yeah. So one such example is Srishti, where she also kind of documented all her experiences, her skills and stuff in her portfolio. And she's into writing. So yeah, she kind of made her portfolio in that domain. So yeah, let me end my presentation by a small quote. A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking, because her trust is not on the branch, but on her own wings. So we develop ourselves. Thank you. So here's the overall mind map of CoVersity. Yeah. So open for discussion, open for thoughts, open for questions or anything.
Yeah.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if anybody would want to say something or ask a question, you're most welcome. On whatever you heard Srijani share, especially people who are joining in for the first time, and if you are listening to this, I'm sure you will have some thoughts, some questions. Hey, no questions or no thoughts? That's okay. So what we can do, Aparna, we can carry on with your part of the presentation because the working of the CoVersity could have more questions. So let's have that and then we can have all together questions. And we can
Yes.
also then split into the breakout rooms. Yeah. But if anybody here who would who is already has a good idea and would just want a breakout room, if you have already attended meetups or boot camps and you want a one-to-one chat, then you can indicate. I can be with you in a breakout room while the others can continue the discussion. Yeah, Aparna.
Yeah. So hi, I'm Aparna. So CoVersity is a journey that I lead. I lead my journey in CoVersity, but still my cohort buddies will be there with me in this journey. So I might have one key interest where I might want to deep dive, or I might have multiple interests where I choose one, or I'm not sure of my interest. But one common thing in this is that I deep dive in one of my interests and explore it more and get a professional level in it. So for the first 6 months, so CoVersity is a journey that is at least for 1 year. So you give yourself for it for 1 year. So there will be 2 6-month cycles where the first 6 months you deep dive into one of your interests and explore it more. And for the next 6 months, either we continue it or I can change to a new domain. And for the next 6 months, I can go back to the same domain, or I can change a new domain or continue the previous one. So it's a journey. It continues until I find my real interest and get professional in it. So for the first few weeks in the 6-month cycle, I'll be on campus where I'll be with my cohort buddies, working with them, doing group projects and getting ready for the next few weeks where I'll be going for internships, work ex, and then I'll be coming back to campus with to be with my cohort buddies and reflect and review on my last 6 months and decide for my next 6 months. So in CoVersity, we look at possibilities. So a few possibilities which we have found were, if I get up into a professional level, either I can become an entrepreneur, or I can become a freelancer, or I may get into a job, or I might have a different interest where I'll be choosing a creative pursuit. So in this journey, since I'm with the industry, I'll get the industry knowledge, and I'll also get to know about the 4 IA skills. Since I'm doing this, I get to know more about the networking. And since I have done all this work, I get my portfolio in hand. So I get work certified. I don't just get certified, but I get work certified. It's not only about developing professionally. I also get self leadership. I get to know more about the living skills. I get interdependence since I'm working with many people, and I also get more new relationships and just get to know how to handle them and how to get into relationships. And one thing that I really love about CoVersity is that you deep dive into your interests and you have your cohort buddies and mentors who will be there with you, working together and just passing the energy to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Aparna. Do you want to also share about the boot camps that are coming up?
Okay, so next week, which is the coming Monday, we have a boot camp where you can experience the CoVersity journey in just 5 days. So you'll have a small trailer kind of thing of the whole journey of CoVersity in a short form.
Yeah, and I also have pasted the important links. We have our website where you can get more information about each aspect of CoVersity. And also we have, in that you can also find details regarding bootcamp too. We have a WhatsApp group where you can get like engaged with different kind of conversations regarding CoVersity and other aspects. And also you can join that through the link I pasted in the chat. And also we have these kind of meetups every Thursday and Saturday. So you can come in and get to understand CoVersity much better by these meetups. It's the same link. Yeah. Thank you.
Anyone has any questions or thoughts?
Hello, sir. I am Hari's mother. Hari and his father attended a boot camp last month, and
yeah.
we are very excited about this idea of CoVersity, and it's very heartening and delight to see children who are as young as Aparna and Srijini. I know Hari told me about them, that they are very young and they are so confident in and articulating the ideas so well. It's a delight. So what I want to know is, I know it's a conventional question, how do they measure their learning? So you don't have exams, or I know exams is not a concept, but how do they measure their learning? How do they know that not just learning the progress? How do they know that they have gained some expertise or some knowledge in the domain that they have chosen?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question. Srijini, Aparna, how have you been doing it? Would you like to share?
Okay, so for me, since I have been documenting all my process throughout the year, so at the end of the year, when I make it into a short form as a portfolio, then I realize that, oh, I have done quite a lot of stuff and I have learned something new, quite a lot of things new throughout the year. So that helps me to understand like what and all different I have done. And when I do it, and so if I like art, so first time when I do art, there will be quite a lot of mistakes, and when I get inputs, I get to know that I have a lot of mistakes. And when I get better and better, when I do a daily basis, and say my last art, I got an input from a person that it was really much perfect, and she could see the difference before and after, as in she could see the fineness, the professionality in it. So when others say and others inputs, and my documentation helps me in understand my learnings and progress.
Yeah, +1 to the review part. Like we constantly review very frequently, so that's one thing that helps us understand our progress. And also that if you kind of more specifically talk about the industry aspect of how much I have been, I would say that now that we are constantly engaging with mentors, so I guess maybe their feedback might help us that to know where we are and how we are doing. And also when we start getting into the industry and doing real world work, I guess I'll get to know what are my standards and how much I want to do, where I need to improve and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Srijini, thank you so much, and Aparna, thank you very much for clarifying my question. There's just one follow-up question. When you identify what industry are you in, what domain have you chosen, Srijini?
I have chosen baking.
I have chosen art.
Lovely. So how did you identify your curriculum? So how did you plan that this is what I'm going to learn in this month? And the next month is going to be this. How did you learn that? How did you set your goals with regards to your learning, with regards to your or your schedule? How did you schedule your meetings with your mentors? How did you plan all of that? I'm curious to know from you both. I hope my question, you want me to repeat my question?
Yeah, maybe yes, so that I can kind of collect my thoughts and tell.
Yeah. See, you chose baking.
Yeah.
So this month, you plan that you're going to do a part of this. You're going to learn a part of this. And next month, you're going to build up on that. So how did you choose the foundation? How did you choose, this is where I'm going to start. Next month, I'm going to do, I'm going to add to what I've learned this month. And this is when I have to go and talk to my mentor. Is there a schedule that you've planned in advance? And how have you decided on what you're going to learn for a particular time frame?
Yes. Okay. So, of course, it's not very fixed, I would say. It's kind of changes over time, over time, I guess it will get evolved, I would say, rather than change. So I feel when I kind of start visioning about my future, maybe I'll start to break down. Maybe if I now that I'm going to CoVersity, it's kind of a 1-year thing. I want to commit first. I want to start off with my 1-year commitment. So for that 1 year, if I take my example, that I want to learn how to bake cakes, just cakes, and kind of make it very professionally, I would say. So that's one of my main goals. Then slowly we kind of make it into small chunks, small goals, and even smaller. And then I feel that's how we will schedule our day, our weeks, and our months. Yeah. And
Okay, got it.
and
Yeah,
mentors, if you ask me when I'll go and ask for mentors or something, maybe I would say that when I need help, I would say, because me learning by myself, of course, I'll face challenges, maybe here and there regarding I might need some support. So whenever I feel I need it, I go and ask for it and find a mentor according to my needs. So if I want a mentor who can guide me specifically in maybe icing the cake, so I'll go ask an expert who is in icing that cake, who's expertise in that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and for me, I decide based on my, so when I do an artwork, I just feel which is more challenging, which part was more challenging for me. So I just take that challenging part to me, and I just more work on the challenging part. So for me, say a dot gradient is really difficult for me as of now. So I'm more working on that part of it. So I get much better in it, and it becomes easy for me. When I do the work more, I get more professional in it, or I get developed in it. So that kind helps me. And each and every work which I do, I just post it around, and I get feedback from my mentor. Say for art, I have a different mentor, so I just post it around, and I just get feedback from that.
thank you so much, Rajini and Aparna. Your answers are much more clearer than the question that I asked, and it's heartening. It's really heartening to see you both answering confidently, having an idea of what you're doing, and able to translate your thoughts into words and put them into action. even adults, as adults, we still struggle with breaking our goals into chunks, and you use the right words, Srijani. Well, you are on the right path. And one more question. Do you have a reading club, or how do you all, what is your way of the leisure activities, whatever the leisure activities that you want to do in CoVersity? I'm curious, what do you do for, as you say, to, I know there's no boredom as such, but what leisure activities you do aside, besides your domain learning?
Of course, it definitely depends on the people I'm with. So maybe I can go for a travel trip, or maybe just go and sit, play some board games or something. So it depends on the person who like we are surrounded with, and it's like a group thing. So we decide that way. And if I wanna kind of experience from my experience is that when we were in boot camp, we had this one thing that just for the fun of it, we wanted to, in one boot camp, we wanted to do a dance drama, and one boot camp, we wanted to do a dance. So it's like after we work and all of that, it's like a fun time that we kind of enjoy and all of that. So, yeah.
When you feel lazy, am I the only one who's asking you both a lot of questions?
No,
Or
it's
you want
okay.
me
Go
to come
ahead.
another next
No,
week?
go ahead.
It is such a, I'm so happy to have the conversation with you, and I thank Ratnesh sir for giving this opportunity. So when you feel lazy or absolutely not motivated to do any work, what do you do then? How do you bring back
I
your
feel that it's
learning?
okay to take breaks. Yeah. So I feel that it's okay to take breaks in between. It's not that you have to be working 24/7. You can just I just have my mood swings, so I just take breaks in between. And yeah, I just don't do that work for some time, then I really get more interested in it again.
Okay,
Yeah,
lovely.
that's the plus one for that. And also now and one thing is that now that we are surrounded by different people and they are doing a lot of work, even though I'm kind of motivated, and as Aparna said, I might take a little break, but I'm sure I'll come back maybe with the help of my cohort buddies who will kind of push and pull me, or maybe just myself seeing them doing a lot of stuff. Okay, fine, I'll also do something. Or kind of, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you both have bright future ahead of you, and all the very best. And I hope I get to meet you all in person. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank
All the
you.
best. Thank you, sir.
Okay, anybody else has any question? Sucharita, I think you are joining in for the first time. I think Kirtika invited you. You have any thoughts, any questions on what you have heard?
Hello everyone. Yeah, this is my first Zoom meeting, and personally, I'm kind of I play football, and currently it's my vacation time. I'm a college student, so uh, currently I'm doing a coaching for juniors, so it's kind of relating to my situation over here. So I wanted to know more about this CoVersity.
Sure. So if you have any questions, Srijini and Aparna are right here to answer your questions. You can go ahead and ask them. Anand, Hari, you have any question? I mean, you have been here, you have been part of Aarohi, but still, if you have any questions, since you are here, we can, not just questions, any thought, anything.
I'm just eagerly waiting, looking forward to visit CoVersity again. And even Hari is actually eagerly waiting kind of.
Sure.
Yeah, now that you brought this up, now we'll be starting our CoVersity, the first batch of CoVersity on 26th June.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, excited for that.
Yeah, very good. I'm just waiting for Hari's this thing. I'm excited.
Anand wants to restart his learning at CoVersity if there is no.
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
If you have classes for grown up, Anand would be the first one to enroll. CoVersity accepts adult students.
Well, yes, definitely. And we would love to, not we would love to, you both will be part of the Aarohi community. So CoVersity is just what these guys are calling their journey. But finally, we are all part of Aarohi community, and all of us are there as learners, doers. Most of the time, at least 99% of my time, I don't need to think about these guys. They only think about themselves, and they sometimes trouble me, but most of the time don't. And so I have a lot of time to think and do what I like doing, and that is Anand must have already shared when he experienced this here. So the whole idea here is that all of us do things and learn from each other, and and enjoy our time in terms of doing what we like doing, just like they are doing what they like doing. Yeah, and we get to enjoy the fruits of their doing. So hopefully Srijini will do a lot of baking and make us fat, and Aparna will do a lot of art and make us glad, which is again fatness in so that's the whole idea. Yeah, so I've been trying to tell this to a lot of people that when these guys are together, they actually need us very less, and that is the whole energy that this whole CoVersity is about. That's why it's called CoVersity. So it's not these guys that they will need us, it's we can have our own time. So yes, both of you would be part of community any which way.
Thank you.
Okay, so if there is no more question, we can kind of stop here for today. And yeah, we can always, the group is already there, you can connect. And yeah, we can take it forward as and when you have more question, and looking forward to meeting all of you.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Dinesh. Thank you, Aparna. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.